in high school when I told our careers advisors that I wanted to study wine. They said like, you're from Thailand, it's not a wine region, you're Asian and you're female. Right then I just like, okay, I'm just gonna be a winemaker so that I can show them that I can grow grapes and make wine. A lot of people didn't think it was possible because there was an old belief that you can only grow grapes 30 to 50 degrees north and south of the equator. So like they call it the wine belt. So when I said, oh, we're a tropical country, we're 14 degrees from the equator and we can grow grapes and make wine. And yeah, a lot of people are really surprised that we could do that. In this region, there are about 5 vineyards and wineries, and that's because our Khao Yai National Park, it's like a limestone and granite mountain. This is our icon wine. It's 2014 Assault, which is a blend of 60% Cabernet Sauvignon and 40% Syrah. And this vintage, we only made 1,125 bottles. And it was aged in French and American oak barrels for almost 18 months. We've got a special wine, the rosé. It was the first wine ever made from our winery, and the first wine that I ever made from the beginning to the end. We named it after our mom, Sakuna, because she was the one who helped us build the winery. It's bright, it's kind of like her. It's definitely part of my childhood. After school, we would drive up from Bangkok and we'll spend the weekend here. So helping with some work in the vineyard and just seeing how the vines grow. My dad would open a bottle of wine and let me sniff a little bit. And I noticed that every bottle that looks different had different smells and tastes. Since then, I started to wonder like, how can they be different because they're all made from grapes? When I know more about wine, then that fascinates me how each grape variety, when you grow them at a different sites, with different soil, different climate, they can taste and smell really different. From studying overseas, there were many things that I learned that I brought back right away to help my parents change the way we manage in the vineyard. Like how we grow the vines, the harvest parameters that we should look for. We experiment quite a lot at GranMonte, and it's because that we're one of the first who grow grapes in this country. There's nothing in textbooks that can teach us how to grow grapes in the tropics. So we have to do all the experiments ourselves. I actually have my own R&D team to experiment different grape varieties, planting on different soil, even to make new style of wines. We're always experimenting.
GranMonte has grown through word of mouth, through people who love to travel, through hotels, restaurants, Michelin-starred ones in Bangkok and all that, because we're not able to advertise our wines due to legal limitations. Awards that help to guarantee your quality can't really be talked about, but that one helps with international perception of Thai wine.
10 years ago, when people hear about Thai wine, they just go like, oh God, is it drinkable? I don't want to try it. I think I have changed the scene of wine in Thailand a little bit. It's such a new industry. It's only 20 years old, and there's so much to do in terms of the vineyard as well as the winemaking. The opportunity that I have that I could decide on how I want to make out my wines, that it keeps me thinking all the time, like, okay, next vintage, what am I gonna make next? Maybe I'll make like a sparkling rosé. Maybe I'll make a natural wine fermented in amphoras. There's always something new in the wine world that I want to experiment with.